going on, guys? Welcome back to AU Cannoning. Today I've got a pretty stupid cannon here, as you can see by the amount of power on it. Not just power actually, but just everything. I'll show you what it does in 2 seconds. You might have already seen. 4,400 dispensers. That's just sickening. So it's it's definitely not the most efficient cannon. That's for sure. But yeah, let's take a look at what it does. Okay, that's all good. Maybe it's not the best to show you with black stained glass, but it's fine. It's still pretty insane. Okay, so back here is down 189, just remember that. And if we go to the end of this, it's 389, so we've gone 2,200 blocks. We've tunneled 2,200 blocks, so now if I go calculate 2,200 divided by 16, 137.5 chunks. And you might be thinking, well, why the fuck do you need to tunnel 137.5 chunks in one shot? And the answer to that is because most faction servers now, you're allowed to put like well over, what am I doing? You're allowed to put well over 25 walls on a box, and when you've got like 20 people split between like 10 on their cannon box defending it and 10 on our walls, it becomes really hard to stop their raid. So I came up with this, which eventually I'm gonna add on a little rev hybrid using just the anti-grav or arcing tech, which will essentially shoot the rev, let's call this the whole thing here, the rev, and stop a TNT. And I'm not sure if I've demonstrated that TNT actually explodes before it even how do I say this? Before the entity even gets there. So if I show you this, you'll notice, you'll see. See how it's going back and forth like that? That's because the explosion, let's say this is the scenario, we've got a few TNT in here, that blows off and shoots it all this way. The explosion's actually rendering slightly in front of it, so let's say that the explosion renders at like the end of tick 80, but the entity is still on like tick 79. That's the only way I can really explain it. But the explosion renders in front of the entity, and that's what shoots it back a little bit. The explosion renders now here, shoots it back. So using that concept, people have been able to make like alien probe rev hybrids, and that's not what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be using it to create a backboard just in midair. So instead of shooting sand with a guess and check underneath the box, I'll just shoot the cannon, and I'll be able to calculate how much power I'll need. It's not too hard. I'll work out an equation for it. So I'll shoot stopper TNT with the rev here. If I've got like maybe 100 stopper TNT, it's gonna just stop the rev, just keep it motionless, and that's gonna allow me to reverse straight up and get into their box without a backstack. That's also just going to allow me to nuke it every single time as well. So if I stopper, revs up, stacks like this, and then nukes, I've got a hole in the rev layer, but we've just got nothing down here, so I can just keep going up and up and up. And so I built this tunneler just to get to boxes quickly. This is only 2 game ticks, which is like 1 tick of travel time, which is just like ridiculous. Yeah, so 2 game ticks. If I added like more of these on and just put like another game tick on, another game tick on, this would go like twice as far. But I feel like maybe I don't need that. If I do, I'll always add it on. But 4,400 dispensers is just ridiculous. So I'm gonna fire it one more time. Oh, and yeah, that's the plan for the faction season this summer holidays for me, or winter holidays if you're in America. But yeah, just tunnels it all the way, and yeah, alright.